Ever wonder what you should do the day of a performance? Well, in this video, I want to share with you 7 tips that I've found useful to help me prepare for a show. And I've used these to get through really big gigs and also to play in people's backyards for a summer barbecue. And this is something that I help a lot of my students do in my programs. They're retired players who want to play for friends and family, or they might want to play at their church or have an open mic night coming up. And it's been amazing to hear their stories. So let's get into these tips. The first one is play your guitar the day of the show. You don't want to go in cold. If you can, play your guitar the day of. When you get to the gig, if it's possible, keep your guitar backstage. That's one thing that I like to do. I don't leave it out on stage after I sound check or whatever. I'll have it backstage and my fingers are just going on the strings. So when I walk out, it's like my strap is on and I'm ready to rock. Now, if you don't have this opportunity, if you're playing at, say, an open mic night, this might mean you step out the back of the club and you run through some songs in the alley before you get called up. These are things that I've done, and sometimes you'll see other musicians out there in the back too, practicing their songs before they go up. And this just helps you, get the blood flowing and be ready when it's time. I found this can also help ease your nerves as well. So the second tip I want to give you is double check all your equipment. Nothing is worse than equipment breaking. So this means you want to check everything. You want to check your batteries if you have an acoustic guitar. You want to check your cables. Do you have your guitar strap? Do you have picks? Do you have a capo? What if you need a capo on one song and you forget it? That can be a bummer. And so what I have a duplicate rig that I would keep in my car all the time, and this would help me deliver for clients on sessions and just really high pressure things, and it would just help me know, okay, if something goes wrong, like, I'm gonna be okay. The third point is eat healthy. You don't want to just eat like crap all day and then expect to perform at your best. Number 4 is hydrate. And I learned this lesson actually years ago. I was playing a gig in the desert. I live in LA, and this was out in Lancaster, and it was with a violinist. It was just duo, me and him on violin, and he was singing. And he came to pick me up actually because we carpooled and I didn't drink much and I got super dehydrated. I almost passed out. And so I learned my lesson. After this, I always had like a clean canteen water bottle in my car or with me. And there's nothing better than just like being super thirsty and then getting to your car at the end of a long gig or whatever and just having like a bunch of fresh water. So make sure you hydrate. Number 5 is arrive early, and this can really help just cut down on the stress. There's nothing worse than being stuck in traffic, and things happen. You always prepare, okay, it's going to take this amount of time or whatever, and sometimes there might be an accident or just whatever. You are driving down the road and you realize you forgot something or something and you got to go back. And so just prepare, just leave margin in there, and it's better to get to the gig and just chill out in your car. You can pull up your cell phone and read my emails or watch my videos, and that's going to be time better spent than stressing about being late. Number 6 is don't sweat the mistakes. We are human beings. We're not computers. And so even the best players go out there and they hit the wrong notes and they do certain things, and it happens, And so laugh it off and keep playing. Number 7 is really going to help you out with the mistakes part, and that is know the music. Whatever you're going to play, you've got to know it cold. You've got to play it so many times and realize that when you perform live, a microphone might feed back. The guitar might cut out. Things, I've had things tip over on stage, tip a water bottle over, someone comes on stage and spills beer in your amp or whatever. These are things that you've got to be able to deal with, and they can really throw you off, and it seems to always happen like in the one part of the song. Like, for example, let's say I was going to perform a song live and it was a new song, it was harder, and then there was like the hardest part of the song, the bridge, right when you go to play that part that you're trying to remember, something crazy happens or whatever. And these are the kind of the things, just unexpected things that happen. So the more that you know the music, the better you're going to be able to just stay strong in those situations. And the last tip I'll give you is you want to make sure that you know your fretboard. And this is going to tie in with, again, knowing the music and just being really comfortable with what you play. So if you need help with this, go to johnmcclennan.com/fretboard guide, and you can download completely for free my fretboard framework. It's going to show you how I look at the neck and show you how I organize together chords and scales so you can play anything you want. It's completely for free. Just go to johnmclennan.com/fretboard guide. Hope you enjoyed these 7 tips. As always, thanks for watching. And if you liked this video, I think you'll really like this one next.